Hello, welcome back to episode 25 of the P.S. Gilmore story. And this section, the World Peace Jubilee story itself. And this is going to be part one of that chapter, I suppose. 2 episodes ago, we finished the National Peace Jubilee and its wonderful story, which basically most people had never heard of, and even those that had heard it had not connected it with the Civil War story and its finish in America. And if we look today at YouTube and its wonderfully massive archive of documentaries, and search for the story of the National Peace Jubilee, we find very little to none or nothing detailing the importance of the National Peace Jubilee story in the Civil War. Remember how I emphasized and proved how the National Peace Jubilee was comparable with Woodstock in every way, and in fact passed it in some ways. Well, now I'm going to eat my words in some respects, because the World Peace Jubilee is going to be even bigger in so many ways, and we'll look at that as well. But can I ask you to do yourselves a favor when you have a chance? Do some research. Go into YouTube search engine and, for instance, put in Boston Peace Jubilee. Then ignore the feedback, which will include things like my documentaries, the P.S. Gilmore story documentaries. And you'll notice that there's maybe a handful of search terms with Boston Peace Jubilee. Do the same for National Peace Jubilee Boston. Again, there's going to be very few. Or the World Peace Jubilee Boston. Again, there's going to be even fewer. But can I also give credit to one important mention? There's a documentary on YouTube called The Documentary of the Boston History Project, Copley Square, with Anthony Samarco. I hope I'm pronouncing the gentleman's name properly. He's a wonderful historian in Boston. It includes a minute mention of the Jubilees in his documentary. Some of the details of the Jubilee are missing. That's fine. I'm not expecting everything. But at least Mr. Samarco has really done a great job mentioning, first of all, the Jubilees, and that must be congratulated, because as far as I can see, there's not too many that mentions them at all. So, why are these not been mentioned again? If, as I said, they were the biggest such events in America or in the world of the 19th century. How have they been airbrushed from both our history books and our memories? Why aren't they even taught in college as part of American history of the 19th century and its development, the country's development, in other words, as an economic superpower by the end of the 19th century? Why are they not taught in colleges as part of music history of the world and its development in the 19th century and influence throughout the world, including in Europe? Why are they ignored by basically most of the American composers of the 19th and 20th century? Not all, by the way. Was there a fear that too much credit would be given to some aspects of Gilmore's talent, and their own fear of not being able to measure up against his achieved standards. That's just a thought. I'd appreciate your comments below, particularly if you're in the music education field, particularly in regards to that. But I can't seem to find an answer to this online. And please, if Bostonians are reading this, they might help. There must be a historic marker in Boston pointing out the sites of the great Colosseums in Boston, which visitors, tourists to Boston would love to see. If there is, please let me know so I can post it here as well. And before we blame Boston and Massachusetts primarily for forgetting about Gilmore, let's not forget Washington and the primary archive of history in the land, that is, the Library of Congress. The Library of Congress has, it would seem, very few items on display of the stereo, other than the stereo view photographs of both events, with little else, and indeed it may have other items of ephemera in its archives. But these should surely be collected and displayed on the viewfinder, so at least encourage investigation of both Jubilee stories. Otherwise, it's a case of out of sight, out of mind. Whilst I'm giving out, can I also give credit to the Schwarzman Library of NYPL, New York Public Library, and their extensive collection of Gilmore-related materials. They have boxes and boxes under the former manager name David Blakely collection, and they are worth a visit, maybe 2 or 3 visits, and the staff there are most helpful. So please visit them, enjoy what you see, and enjoy the building. It's beautiful. But all is not lost with the World Peace Jubilee story. Recently, I saw a wonderful recount of the World Peace Jubilee on a Boston History Facebook post. It's called Boston History, which mentions the 18-day World Peace Jubilee. There was 3 highlights emphasized: the appearance of Johann Strauss, the Waltz King, the music of the Fisk Jubilee Singers from Nashville, and the performance of the Boston Firemen on anvils and hammering the anvils for Verdi's Il Trovatore. Sadly, this synopsis does not give any credit to World Peace Jubilee, to P.S. Gilmore, the originator and projector of the actual event, to Boston, or the importance of the event to America and the development of music and entertainment in America, even though it mentions the opening date of the festival. It doesn't mention the importance of June the 17th to Gilmore, or the people of Boston, or indeed the people of America at that time. The clue would be Bunker Hill. However, crucially, it also doesn't mention the importance of the dual titles for the event. That is, the World Peace Jubilee and the International Musical Festival. And why had it 2 titles? And can I put my reputation on the line as I did when I uncovered the link between the National Peace Jubilee and the Civil War conclusively? Now I'm going to tell you why, if you like and lived in the 19th century, why, 1, you would have loved to have attended the World Peace Jubilee. 2, why it spelt the rejuvenation of American music and American reinvention an elevation to the top of the world in 6 years because of P.S. Gilmore. And 3, why it spelt the reincarnation of the Marine Band as a force of performance music from its very sad standards of 1872. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and tell the complete story, not just part of the story. So please click like and subscribe and ask whatever questions you wish, as this story of the World Peace Jubilee of 1872 will unfold over the next, few episodes, maybe extra few episodes. It could be a long chapter because it's a huge story.